Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by Chiefs Blitz. Great game yesterday. We'll get into the clinching AFC West clinching game, but first we want to talk about our sponsor. First up on the board is Mr. Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. You reach Dave at 816-405-5831. Hey, if you're looking for somebody you can trust, if you're looking for someone who's going to shoot straight with you, you're looking for someone who has the opportunity to have a plethora of loan options available to you when you're ready to buy a house. Call nobody else other than Dave Purdy. You can reach him at 816-405-5831. He will give you that personal touch, and he will make sure from start to finish that your loan process is smooth and you can get the house of your dreams. And he'll make sure that all the financing is done. Give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. We trust Dave because he is pretty good. All right. Welcome, guys. First off, before we get started, thank you for last week. I was MIA. Fortunately, we had some family stuff that we had to deal with, which did not allow me to contribute last week. So I appreciate you guys carrying the torch. I hope you had a great Christmas. Hope Santa was good for you. And today is January 1st. It is not only the birthday of the great Derek Thomas, but it's but Hense has a very special birthday today. I'll leave it to you, my friend.
Let's bring it. Shout out to my beautiful young queen of bow tie sports, my daughter. She turns 15-year-old today. Give a shout out to her. Happy birthday and happy enjoy your day. And with a lot of fun just playing for today, guys. So happy birthday to her.
Fun of ice cream.
So she's not going to be watching. She's not going to be watching the Final Four in football today. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right.
Wow, the Final Four.
Wait.
Really? Sounds like you're going to be watching the Barbie movie today.
Yep. She want to go see Willy Wonka. She want to go see
it. It's one of the best films I've seen. If you're an old Willy Wonka person like me, I've watched that initial movie probably 30, 40 times. A lot of memories. By far the best film I saw last year. Period.
Nothing like a good Oompa Loompa.
Nothing like a good
Loompa.
And Hugh Grant is just absolutely amazing in that film. Oh my God, he was so funny.
All right. So we're gonna get off and start the show off with the back to AFC champions. The Kansas City Chiefs have done it again. They went back to back 8 years in a row. 16th title, 16th over the Broncos. So that's 16 AFC West championships. What you think about that, Nick?
I think it's a remarkable achievement, and I think that gives them 16 now, and that's number one in the AFC West over the decades that it's been the AFC West. But I think what's remarkable, they've won 8 in a row. Before that, they'd won 7 in what? 48 years, which isn't all that great.
Who's counting, Nick?
Come on, let's just be honest here. But now, obviously they're chasing immortality. I still think they're 2 or 3 years away from tying the New England Patriots for I think 11 straight division titles.
Yeah,
and that would be incredible if they were able to do that. It clearly the AFC West isn't getting any better. Even with coaching changes and quarterback movement, there's still nobody who's going to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs gave the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Raiders every opportunity to make the 18th game in the season count, and they crapped in their pants in every scenario.
Right.
So listen, this hasn't been the season we wanted. At some point you're going to hit a lull. The Chiefs are in a valley right now. It's how they get back to the peak that matters. They're in the playoffs now. That's all that's the only thing. They played bored this year. They were out of sync. But I thought yesterday I wasn't sure. I went into this game and I didn't really even text a lot. It was like, I don't know what to make of this team. I don't know what to think today. I was so underwhelmed by the performance against the Raiders, and I thought, I can't play this bad. And then the game started out 17-7 again, and I'm thinking, oh, man, here we go again. And I said, man, then I got to start thinking about next week, and I really want this team to have a break. So, hey, kudos to Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes, I think, played a very steady game after that sack. I thought he was brilliant between the goal lines, and obviously Harrison Butker, with 6 field goals, it kind of makes it. He basically outscored the Bengals. So for me, hey, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad they won it, but to be 8 straight in an era where there's a lot of ups and downs within the division around the NFL. I think it's a mighty impressive, and the fact they did it this year, not playing their best football or even close to the best football. Hey, good job, Andy. You held it together somehow, some way.
Yep.
No therapy session today, right? Okay.
No.
Last week,
Yeah.
we're trying to calm everybody down. We're talking about kind of being in the moment, grounding yourself, be present. Right. And the Chiefs came out and played a very good game. Offensively, it was mostly efficient. They hit some deep shots, which was really great to see. If they did simplify things, I think they simplified them in a way that they weren't trying to, get too cute, right? Let's just take advantage of the matchups that we can, and they did it. The deep shot to Rice, we talked about this last night for a bit, but that was probably the biggest play to me of things moving forward, because they hadn't given him an opportunity to get down the field like that. Everything was, stop routes or, behind the line of scrimmage where he can just make use of his make people miss talent.
Right.
But the deep shot, that was good to see. They scored 7 times. Did Tommy Townsend hit the field? I don't remember that.
Well, yeah, he was the holder, so yeah.
Well, okay. All right. So he played his part, but I don't think he ever put toe to pig skin.
I don't think so. Right? I don't think he ever penned it. And that's good for him because he's been nursing a leg injury all year.
So you want to see better efficiency in the red zone. I think we'll see that moving towards the playoffs. Overall, impressed with just the mindset of the team, executing a game plan. Yes, it didn't start out very well. You're down 17-7, down 10 points again. So there's another 10-point comeback for Patrick. And I think they did what they had to do. Hopefully they let the starters play a little bit next week just to kind of keep the momentum going a little bit, and then take them out and see what happens, because we were talking before the show, all the different scenarios, who they may or may not play, but somebody's coming to Arrowhead, and I don't think they'll be very happy when they come.
Yeah, we'll go over that. We'll go over that in a little bit. Who's that?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. She's going to come to Arrowhead. So if she's going to be in the building, everybody else must be in the building. I'll put it like this. 8 straight years is amazing. It's hard to do. As you can see this year, it's hard to the NFL is a competitive game. It's, it's a sport that everybody have a chance to win. It's an even given Sunday. And do it 8 years in a row. The Raiders, the Raiders looked good when they changed their coach. The Chargers just keep charging. But the Broncos ain't been the same, like Coach Dre said before the show, since Peyton Manning left. They ain't been the same. So to have this 8 years in a row, back to back like that, it's amazing. You gotta honor it and give credit where the credit is due, man, because these guys came out here when everybody had them on their bulletin board, when everybody had it on their dartboard, when everybody had them on the board to go attack. They still came off with a winning season. They still came out to be still in the playoffs. Yes, they not the number 1 seed. They're not the number 2 seed, but they're number 3. But I put my money, everything I have in my bank account, on one man only.
The house.
Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. I'm not fearing no Flacco. I'm not feeling no Lamar Jackson 5, wherever you want to call him. I'm not fearing all the other Josh Allen. Who else? Minshew with his mustache. I'm not fearing nobody. I put my money on Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and that defense. I told my son, I said, this defense getting this playoff is a wrap. It's a wrap for everybody else. It is a wrap.
We got a mortgage guy for you just in case.
Yeah, we got a mortgage guy for you just in case.
And then a new house. Then so we got you covered,
good, man. We got you covered, man.
Yeah.
So
I go all in. Push all the.
Well, listen, guys, listen. Okay, I didn't heard the back to back. I didn't heard that the rerun of that tape. I didn't heard y'all talking about you betting your house mortgage all on Patrick Mahomes. You trusting him reading defense, but we do not trust the receivers. Mahomes can throw the ball all day, baby, but who's going to catch it?
Baby,
right? You got Rice, baby. Right, you got Rice. But as long as that man number 11's out there, I don't trust it. I love the defense, but I don't trust it, guys. Until that man leaves the field, I will have my thoughts and my weariness about the Kansas City Chiefs. But other than that, AFC West champs back-to-back, respectable. I love it because it's never been done for real in a long time.
They get to on a high note. They do get to rest Kadarius Toney for 2 more weeks. He should be 100% ready to go. He will be a guy that will step up in the postseason. Mark my words. MVS will get less snaps, and they gave him a shot yesterday.
Ricky James looking good though.
Ricky James looks really good. McCole Hardman kind of was just feeling
Ricky James. I like
Ricky
James.
McCole really wasn't much of a factor. He was in a few plays, but clearly he's not 100% ready to go. So listen, they've got 2 weeks to solve their wide receiver issues. They gave MVS 3 big chances. He failed on all 3. They're not going to trust him in the playoffs, nor are they going to put him out there anywhere near as much, other than to be a decoy and to block. And I guarantee you that's going to happen. So, he's a bust. Didn't work out. Didn't cost him a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I hear what you're saying, Coach Dre. You can't trust him. But what Mahomes did yesterday was throwing the ball down the field, even if he missed MVS.
Right.
He missed Watson once. Watson got the second one. That's Chiefs football. Okay, so it doesn't matter. But for MVS, the stats don't lie. Look at this. He's getting man. What? My glasses are off. So what is that? $523,000 a catch? Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
He ain't making no money.
He's gotten 34.9K per yard, 315 yards, 1 TD. Obviously, he's going to go away next year. So they saved $9 million. They have a little bit of dead money. But as we said on the pregame, the one guy that really wanted him on the roster was number 15. And he convinced him to come to Kansas City over another team. I can't remember who the other team was, but, or maybe I think it was the potential to stay in Green Bay. And, listen, with MVS, they won the Super Bowl. They got to the Super Bowl because he made some outstanding plays.
He earned his money last year.
He earned his money last year. We should take it as a win. Same with Tony. I think Tony's got a chance. They're not going to dump on Tony. They're not going to cut him. They're going to give him a full off season to really try and get his body in shape. If Bobby Stroop was listening, the wonder workout warrior for Patrick Mahomes, and I also believe Bobby Wood Jr., get this kid in there and get him healthy and show him what it takes to work hard in the offseason to build your body to stay out of the injury bug. But, listen, I think the receivers are going to be fine. I think the offense we saw yesterday is what you're going to see going forward. I think you're going to see Patrick Mahomes take shots down the field. In one-on-one situations, he's not going to throw wild double teams or triple team passes. He's going to be very calculated. And, they did some good stuff. The Rashee Rice catch, oh, my God, the adjustment he made on that route, going inside versus outside was a thing of beauty. Had they run that play, had Justin Watson figured that out in the interception against the Raiders, that was basically the exact same play. Had Watson gone upfield and Mahomes saw that, that would have been a big play too. So I'm glad they went back to that play. That was a really smart design and a really smart play by a rookie who's on the verge of 1,000 receiving yards, which is remarkable. Wait a minute. Brett Veach can't draft wide receivers. What? Oh, man.
So would you play him next week? Would you play Rashee Rice next week to get that 1,000 yards?
I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play Kelsey. I wouldn't play Mahomes. I know they want it. And Pacheco, the same thing. Don't put him out there for a series to chase a 1,000 marker. It's just not worth it. After the Chubb injury, losing Chubb down 30 points with 3 minutes to go, and he's still in the game. I mean, it's just stupid.
I would, why? I would do
history, like even in like preseason, how those guys play.
Me off, Luke.
I'm just saying.
I'm out. I just let you go ahead.
I'm just saying he will play his guys, right? I mean, you see in preseason where they'll play a little bit longer than most other teams. He wants to keep them fresh, keep the kind of momentum going into that first game of the season. And I don't know that he's going to go that far with it, but I'm pretty sure they're going to play at least the first quarter.
I hope not. Go ahead, Hense. What's your take?
I say this. I would, because they still ain't in sync yet. At least I leave them out there for like a preseason, like, a couple drives, you go down there, score a touchdown. Y'all feel like y'all read them. I understand what Nick's saying, that you don't want to risk the injury, but
heck no.
I don't want them going in a playoff game and still doing the same stuff. At least I'll see, like, see if we can go. Y'all was getting down in the red zone. See, can y'all, finish it off in the red zone now?
Well, I mean, the Chargers suck. So let's be honest with you. Even that. It's just don't take the risk. You got a golden ticket, into the playoffs. You didn't play well. Statistics mean a lot to Andy Reid personally. I'm sure Travis would like to get that 1,000 barrier, just to say he's done it for 8 straight years or 9 straight years or whatever it is. And I want it for him too. But, what's the cost of that 20 yards if you go down with a knee injury? To me, it's just not worth it. But hey, you're probably right, Hense. He's probably going to play those guys a little bit to. Because
Andy Reid always does.
Yeah, he did it with Kareem Hunt. He did it with Kareem Hunt a few years ago when he was 30 yards behind the rushing leader who was sitting out that day, and he let him go. And he scored a 35-yard touchdown, and all was good. So, if you're gonna throw a 15-yard pass against any team in the NFL, you probably want to do it against the Chargers secondary. So. If Kelsey's going to do it, get out there, get your 1,000, and you're going to sit down and go home to Taylor Swift and relax for a day or two and get ready for the postseason.
Well, it's a numbers thing too. It's not like you have a college roster. There's only so many guys that you have up and can play, and if you're looking at guys at the tail end of the roster that have been playing special teams, are they going to have the stamina to play an entire 3 quarters of football? I hear what you're saying, Nick. Absolutely. You don't want to get anybody injured, but by the same token, again, you have to have, enough guys that can play and finish the game, right?
Run the ball. You got 2 young running backs, man. Let them play.
Well, listen, the salsa guy, my boy says this. He said, let Rice go out there and get his record, right?
Bring it, Vincenzo.
Right. Trahan says that she said the field goal kicker won the game, and I do agree. Wholeheartedly. Like, to me, it's like this with me. I think Rashee Rice, we know the superstar. He's going to be a superstar, like upcoming superstar. I got that. But like Nick, what you had stated though, because it is a high risk and high reward. Because they said you do put him out there and get them yards, right? It's one of them games where he doesn't really have to play.
No,
you can put number 8 in them up now. You can put number 8 in.
Give Rock all the reps.
Give him all the goddamn reps. Give him the whole season reps.
Let him play every snap.
But
let him play every snap.
We have to see what Ross can do. We have to see what he
I'll say play him, because you got Morris going there. Way Morris going in there in the playoffs.
Good point.
It's a rookie tackle. You got to get him more reps. And
that I agree. I agree with him.
And Rice too. Rice still a rookie, so he got to get more reps. I would still give him more reps. Patrick Mahomes, he still got to get on core with these wide receivers, because it's been lagging. And speaking on core, they say this man is the best wide receiver. Jamar Chase. He stated he dumbed down all his comments. He says he's this, he says he's that. He said everybody wanted to fight him because they can't handle what he was saying. And a lot of people say he's the best wide receiver in the Bengals history. But it's one receiver That's
what's that red spot on his face?
He's Rudolph. He's a clown right now. So, but like this, it's one person that don't agree saying that he's a number one receiver, and he's a Bengals receiver himself. Let's hear what he had to say.
Got the Bengals winning. They're hot right now. They got the best receiver in Bengals history in Jamar Chase. I just think that
that boy done jumped the gun. He ain't the best receiver in the Bengals history.
Jamar Chase. Ain't nobody Jack. He just broke Ocho Cinco's single season receiving yards record.
He played an extra game.
He didn't play every game this season, I don't believe.
Yes, he did.
He played 18 games?
No, they didn't play 18 games. They played 17.
Did Jamar play 17 games?
All 17 games. Yes, he did.
He's still a record that he broke.
But he's best in Bengals history? Absolutely not. But
who better than Jamar?
It's a few better than him. It's a few.
I can't think of too many better than Jamar. Name four right now on top of the head.
Chad.
Okay.
AJ Green.
Okay.
Isaac Curtis. And yours truly.
That's
a fact, Jack.
Now.
He said that's a fact.
Do you
guys agree with them comments? And do you agree that the L'Jarius Sneed have locked this man down? You called him out and you got put in jail like the rest of the receivers that went up against Sneed. So what you got to say about this, Coach Dre?
Why did I felt it in my spirit that you gonna call me out. All right. I'm gonna say this. From schematically that they was gonna double team Higgins and Chase majority of the game. And they called it a great game against them. But one-on-one matchups, man, it was a battle, and Snead took care of business. And but going into the best wide receiver for the Bengals. Like I said, I think Ocho Cinco to me is probably far more the best one. Ocho did it against a tough defense. Like defenses back and he was playing was different. Like he had some of the best corners. He beating Champ Bailey. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get a roll from Baltimore. He's going to get some elite corners. And he putting up big numbers. So with that being said, I had to go with Ocho on that one. I had to go with Ocho. But credit to what Mr. Bowtie is stating. Yes, Snead locked him down. Like Snead, kept him 6 for 41, I believe.
He had 3 catches for 41 yards, and all 3 catches were in zone coverage.
Wasn't zone coverage, right?
So whenever he was man to man, he didn't get the ball thrown to him, which I thought was pretty interesting. I actually rewatched the game last night, and I watched that in particular. But all 3 catches zones. Listen, we all know this guy's a buffoon, and we all know he talks with his mouth. And even after the game, he's still trying to talk trash. The bottom line is he's a great player. He's good for the Bengals. He's going to make bank. He probably won't win a Super Bowl, but at least, he's going to be an entertaining interview. And even T. Higgins, who's sitting next to him, was kind of laughing and then realized, well, shit, man, I don't want to laugh too much at this because I'll probably be with the Chiefs next year. So, Higgins is on the field with Mahomes earlier. I don't know if you found that image or not, Hense, but, clearly, listen, the Bengals were a flawed team. The biggest takeaway I got from yesterday's game was the Orlando Brown Jr. In that fourth quarter, he got beat four times.
Dismantled.
And the Justin Reed sacks were up the middle, back-to-back plays. But he got schooled. And what's the first thing he did after every snap? Lean over the quarterback, put his hand down and help him to the ground after he just got polished. And then for Brown after the game to say, well, I still think I made the right decision coming to the Bengals because of the kind of team that they are. Listen, the Bengals don't have the ownership structure. They're going to lose Lou Amorano at the end of the season. He's going to get a head coaching job this year. That team is not as good as everybody thinks they are. And even with Joe Burrow, I'm sorry, I just don't see it happen. I don't think Burrow's physically able to get through a long career. I think he's a 5 or 6 year guy at the most. We'll see what happens. But, for Chase to say all the things that he said and not be able to back it up and then go back at it at the end of the game, it's just a level of immaturity. Granted, he was having fun. But if you care about your teammates that much, you really care about winning, you didn't see the Chiefs do any of that talking. They basically just went out there and played football at the end of the game. What did Snead say? Look at the stats. That's it. That's all you got to say. That's the difference. That's why the Chiefs will continue to win and the Bengals will not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I feel like this guy, you know, as you look at it, man, L'Jarius Sneed, looking at the stats wise, L'Jarius Sneed has, you know, locked him out. You know what I mean? Two receptions for 27 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the guy. The next gen stats doesn't lie, like the camera in the sky doesn't lie. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you did get caught doing something, you got caught talking stuff, so you got put in jail for your mouth and got locked up. Now, speaking of L'Jarius Sneed, what we gonna do? He's a free agent next year, guys. What we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? We have one of the best corners, or the best corner in the league right now. He haven't gave up a touchdown all season. That is hard to do in this NFL when pass interference and you know, everything is offensive friendly, and this guy haven't gave up a touchdown all season long.
Yeah.
And not did he just go up to anybody. He went up to all the great wide receivers. He traveled every team best wide receiver. You know, he locked down Jefferson, Vontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. All these top receivers he have locked down. Dre, you a corner guy, you a defensive guy. Mm-hmm. Will you sign this guy? Will you sign him? Would you let him walk? Would you franchise tag him? What would you do here?
I'm keeping him. I'm signing him. There's no guys like what you stated, bro. Facts don't lie. The sheep don't lie. ESPN don't lie. NFL don't lie. The eye and sky don't lie. Hell, I don't lie. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I think the Chiefs should sign Sneed because the proof was in him putting guys. He earned his money. He shut him down. Not one receiver got over 100 yards. Hell, got over 50 yards against Sneed. Honestly, so yeah, sign him. Like it's a no-brainer. Because if they don't sign him, I guarantee you this: he's gonna be the quickest guy coming off the market. If they do not sign him, he's gonna be the number one guy off the market.
All right, here's where we stand with the numbers. Jari Alexander, average per year is $21 million. He's with the Packers. He's 27. You got an $84 million contract, $30 million guaranteed. Pretty reasonable. I think if Veach was to offer that to Sneed, I think that'd be a great deal. Now, when you get to Denzel Ward with the Browns and Jalen Ramsey of the Dolphins, they got $100 million total value, $20 million average, but $71,200,000 guaranteed. Marlon Humphrey, who might be the best of them all, he's 28. He got 97.5 with 66.5 guaranteed at 19.5. So the Chiefs would like to be somewhere in that, you know, Darius Slay, 14 million, JC Jackson, 16 million range, and they probably would get something done. But, you know, you're talking about, you got a lot of guys you have to sign. You know, you got Willie Gay. You got to decide what you can do with Chris Jones. I think Chris Jones probably is going to be gone after this year. I think this is his last year in Kansas City. I think if you look at the offensive line, they're going to have to sign. Drew Tranquil, they have to re-sign. You know, where does the money come from? Yeah, the cap's going to go way, way up. You know, they're going to have an extra 25, 30, and they can convert a lot of Mahomes money. Right. But you know, at the beginning of the season, if you'd have told me they would have signed Sneed, I would have said no for a lot of reasons. You know, the knee has not always been 100% stable. You know, he's got a large entourage around him. You know, I think that's a factor. I think you look at the fact that, are they going to pay a cornerback $21 million or $20 million? I don't know. I think they can make the numbers work, but he's now probably their number one priority in the offseason. So I could see, if they part ways with Chris Jones, I could see them tagging Sneed. I don't know who his agent is. I don't know if he's willing to do a Chiefs-friendly deal or not. I don't know how bad Sneed wants to stay in Kansas City. He doesn't really talk a lot. You know, so you don't really have this. You know, I can't really get a sense for this guy. I know
there's vibe on him, like there's just vibe, it's aura about him.
Yeah, it's just this.
It's the Darrelle Revis vibe. That's what it is.
Yeah, Darrelle Revis exactly that. So listen, if I'm Brett Veach,
it is work.
If I'm Brett Veach and I got to choose Chris Jones over Sneed, I'm probably going to sign Sneed because Chris Jones plays when he really, really wants to. Sneed plays every snap. That's where you put your money. And so if I'm Brett Veach, I make him my number one offseason priority next to and then T. Higgins right after that.
Now, if you're looking at
poker's gone up, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
The contract year is undefeated.
21 million, 22 million a year.
He's had as good a year as he possibly could have.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that you might even consider, and you would have to, is how certain players play well in certain schemes, and then they go somewhere else as a free agent, and it's not quite the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, he seems to have a skill set that can fit any scheme. So that's what I think you're going to have to take a lot of lead from your coaches if you're Brett Veach, from Dave Merritt, from Spags, and locker room guy. He's a ride or die. I mean, that's that guy. He does, like you said, he doesn't say a whole lot. To get a full sentence out of him is amazing. I've seen a couple of times. I think they brought him on a GMFB one morning a few years ago, and they were almost like laughing because they'd ask a question and it was like a 3-word answer, and that was it. And they were expecting him to say more, but he's not. He's a man of few words. He lets his play do the talking. So we as fans say, absolutely, you got to have this guy. There's going to be priorities, but again, the contract year is undefeated. The price of poker is going up, like you said. The salary cap is going up, and this is probably his chance, maybe his only chance at a huge payday.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to consider
and he's
that.
probably going to take it. I mean, again,
he's got to go for the most money, and maybe a little bit less than somebody else. Maybe if it's a team that he's not really in love with, but it's going to be damn close to the top of market.
If he wants to stay, they'll get a deal done. If his agent, this is where Chris Jones went wrong. He wanted to stay all along. He wanted to work something out, and he turned down a contract that he tried to get back before he settled on a 1-year deal. And had his agents not played the shenanigans that they did and be as inexperienced as they are, then the Chiefs salary cap is completely different for next year. And it was completely different this year. They might have been able to swing a trade for Hopkins. They might have been able to add a wide receiver at the break. But, Snead right now is like I said, and I'm going to get on the bandwagon. They got to sign him. They need him on this defense along with McDuffie. Reed's going to have 1 more year.
You don't break up the duo.
Don't break up the duo, because they're going to have losses on this defense, and they may not be as good next year as they are right now. So,
now, if you're looking at it, right, you're looking at the big picture, right? L'Jarius Sneed came from he was a 4th-round draft pick, if I'm correct. He came from a small school, and this was Veach's guy. This was Veach. Veach went to go scouted this guy. He wanted L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed came in as a safety, transferred to corner, and now he's becoming one of the best corners in the league. This is your guy. This is your guy you shouted out for. You're gonna let Chris Jones is not a Brett Veach guy. He's not. That is Dorsey drafted him. You're gonna pay your guys that you drafted, right? I drafted him. This is my dime. This was my dime in the rough. I'm taking Snead. I'm taking Snead. I'm gonna draft. I'm drafting. I'm gonna pay him. So what message did that send in the locker room? If like, hey, you're doing good, you're gonna get paid. If you drafted this guy, I'm taking all ends. I'm keeping them and see what happens. I'm not splitting up that duo of, I agree. That duo of McDuffie and Snead. Now looking at other stuff that happened in the game, we got lost in the film room. Willie Gay, talk about another person to sign.
Yep.
This was a big key 4th down stop for Willie Gay in a defense here. What you have to say about this, Lou?
Well, Willie's a dynamic player. I mean, you've seen, some of the plays that he makes, whether it's in coverage, whether it's rushing the passer, some of the athletic interceptions he's made in the past. I mean, I can remember the one last year against Russell Wilson was just an amazing play, and then he housed the thing. Great athlete. a little bit underrated, but you do see some deficiencies in his game. But on that play where he had to have it. Now, granted, I don't think he was really blocked on the play, but that pretty much
still have to make the play. You still have to make the play.
He's still got to get there, shoot the gap, and make the tackle on Joe Mixon, who is no easy guy to bring down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I like Willie a lot. I liked him coming out of Mississippi State. He's just a tremendous athlete and can cover up a lot of sins with his speed. So this play, I think, just kind of signifies this could have been like the closer, actually, because I think it's just a 1-point game here. They decide to go for it instead of kick the field goal, and that was pretty much it. Curtains.
Yeah, I think they should have taken the field goal. That was a big mistake. But certainly was the benefit of the Chiefs because, for the second year in a row, guys, they knocked the Bengals out of the playoffs. So, I'm good with that one.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I think Willie Gay's the best linebacker on the Chiefs. My opinion.
Yeah, I think
everybody
so
say Nick.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's definitely your opinion.
That's my opinion, but I feel like Willie Gay's the best. He's the best coverage linebacker. He's the fastest linebacker, and he's the strongest linebacker out of all of them. Physically, I think so. Watching his tape, watching him play, always liked this guy. Drano, I bring him down on D-line on Madden. I do it all with him on back. I think this guy is the best linebacker that the Chiefs have out of the linebacker room. But I'm gonna try to. If I was the Chiefs, I'm trying to bring this guy back.
Can you work your magic with the wide receivers on Madden? Maybe get them straightened out.
I did. I put it. I gave the game plan the last time when the receiver was with the Raiders game plan that we played in Vegas. That was my plan. Put Kelsey in the on outside. Because he get double. To see what he can bring on the outside since he get double. But speaking of get double, man, double down on the pay when you get a real estate agent like Eric Hayes. Go ahead and get it to us, Nick.
All right, I want to talk about my good friend Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. He's part of the SunWest Mortgage team with Keller Williams. Again, if you're looking for someone who's going to walk you through the process of, making sure you find the right house, make sure he sends, make sure he explains the disclosures, make sure he lets you know what the market value is, put a bid together, make an offer that makes sense. That's not going to put you out of the situation where maybe the value of the house isn't right. It doesn't matter if you're looking for a house. You got to have somebody you trust. You can reach Eric Haynes at 816-729-3785. Known Eric a very long time. He is my real estate agent. He is a guy that is working hard right now for me and Mrs. Chiefs Blitz to find a house, and he's going to do the same for you. He's honest, and if he doesn't think it's the right house for you, he'll tell you. And if you want someone who's going to take care of you all the way through the house finding a house, someone who's going to deliver the keys after the closing documents and welcome you to your home, it's going to be Eric Haynes. You can reach him at 816-729-3785 or at eselskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
And proud sponsor of Chiefs Who. Absolutely.
Right. But real quick, Drew Tranquil to me is the best cover linebacker the Chiefs have, man. Since he's been implemented in the defense, man, that defense been phenomenal. Even with the absence of Bowden, Drew Tranquil been phenomenal, man. He can cover, play downhill, you name it. That man can do it, man. So from that perspective, man, I feel like the Chiefs really should sign him.
Doesn't it seem like Drew's role has been very much diminished since Bolton's come back? It's because I think initially when they signed him, they probably signed him to be off the ball, playing on the outside and not, but I think he showed his true colors playing in the middle with the green dot. And that's where it seemed like his play rose immeasurably. You'd like to see him because Leo's out there because he's a tremendous athlete. You got to let the young guys play. So you got, obviously, we talked about Willie Gay and what he can do on the field.
Absolutely.
Drew, I don't know. you're not going to throw 4 of them out there unless, of course, Spags has some sort of junk defense that he can kind of, maybe put Leo on the edge and play, and rush and Drew playing off the ball or moving Bolton around. But it just seems like they're still trying to figure out how to use him best with Bolton as well.
I don't think it was a coincidence that the defense played better when Tranquil got more snaps in the second, third, and fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, it was obvious he didn't play much in the first quarter, and that they gave up 17 points. And Bolton was out of position, Gay was out of position, Chanel was out of position, and Spags turned to him and said, "Okay, go in." And he moved him all the way around. He was inside, outside. It doesn't matter. He's a jack of all trades linebacker. And you make a good point about Leo Chanel. I mean, the guy can be a pass rusher. He did it. He did it in college.
Great.
He can be. And that's why the Gay thing is, signing Willie Gay is, it's a 50-50 proposition. Can they create between those other 3 guys, 3 really solid starters, not to mention what they might pick up in the draft. So Drew Tranquil, to me, like I said earlier in the show, next to Snead, he's the next guy I sign long-term, because you need a glue guy. He's not going to cost a lot of money. He only got like $2.5 million with a $5 million upside if they win the Super Bowl. So it's not going to be overly expensive, but you need glue guys on defense. That's what builds championships. That's why this team is successful, because they had that guy. When he was out against the Packers, they lost that football game. And the week after that, they lost that football game against the Bills, because he wasn't in there playing. You put Drew Tranquil in any one of those games, I guarantee the Chiefs win at least one of them.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
And speaking of a guy that's shot up out of nowhere, the 7th round pick, Isaiah Pacheco, is still showing that. How did you pass on this guy? How did he fall all the way to the 7th round from Rutgers? And what did he do wrong? But this again is a Brett Beat guy that had been drafted that is actually putting the it's like whoever puts on number 10 for my recent years has been looking good. Trent Green, Tyreek Hill, Isaiah Pacheco. It's something about that number 10. Yeah.
Pete Bethard.
Yeah.
It's something about that number 10 guy.
There you go.
He had 130 yards rushing, 35 yards and receiving with a TD.
Right.
What you got to say about this guy, Nick? What's your take?
Listen, I was shocked that he played yesterday. I was so shocked. Even though they said he was going to play, I didn't even play him. I didn't even start him in my fantasy league. What an idiot I was, because I just didn't think he'd get that many touches, because with a concussion, in the shoulder, I mean, the guy had touch-up surgery 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Facts. So I think, listen, the Chiefs offense now is going to run through Isaiah Pacheco. Yes. It's going to be Rashee Rice second, Travis Kelce third, and whatever wide receiver's open. And that's the way it's going to be. Mm-hmm. They have to feed this guy the ball. When he rushes for over 100 yards, they win every game. When he's catching passes, that play at the that 3rd and goal at the 10, that was a brilliant play. We've never seen that out of Andy. He's not run that play one time this entire year. And he is the most critical component to this offense. And he played yesterday with no backups. I mean, Edwards-Helaire was out sick. McKinnon's already on IR. Perrine came in to block a couple of times. They didn't hand the ball off to him, not one time. So he played this game knowing that it was him or die. And he just went out there and had a brilliant game. I love the way he runs. I still don't understand why he curls his body and runs down the field.
I don't know, like a damn cartoon character.
Somebody said he was running away from a haunted house or something like that. I'm not really sure. But
he said a Scooby-Doo's character.
He has now accepted the Damian Williams role for the Chiefs. If the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl 58, it's going to be Pacheco that leads them there more than any other player outside of Mahomes.
I agree.
Well, Veach almost called his shot. I mean, going into that draft, and he was talking about being able to draft 7th round running backs that can make a difference. Now, I don't know if they had Pacheco in mind with that pick, but certainly, he has overachieved. And every time you mentioned about the yardage, Nick, if he touches the ball 15 times a game, let alone whether it's, catching it, running it, whatever, they are an effective offense and they win just about every game. And I don't think they've lost since they've given him the ball that often. So, it'll be interesting to see how they spell him. Clyde was sick, so I would imagine he's going to get some carries. Hopefully McKinnon can come back for the playoffs, because you'd think on that route for the touchdown, that's a Jet McKinnon play right there, right? I mean, that's him catching that ball. But hey, you got to run with the ones that you have, and Pacheco is just, no matter how he runs, whatever, he's also an emotional yardstick for the team, because he is so passionate. He does run so hard. He doesn't quit on a play. You almost want him sometimes because you're afraid they're going to rip the ball out of his hands because he's trying so hard. But God bless him, how he plays and what he does for this team.
Yep. No, I agree with you. He's the go-to guy right now. He's the guy you ride.
He's a Lamar. He's a like I said, like I've been calling him a long time ago. Marshawn Lynch all over again to be. That's what he looks like to me when he runs. The
beast mode.
Mini beast.
He's like, he runs, he gets in there, he do what he need to do. I feel like like Dre been saying, if you run the ball, stick to what you know, and go into the play action. Stop trying to just go out here and pass the ball 15,000 times and knowing that, it ain't gonna work that way. Play to your offensive line strength. And they good at all the holes they be opening up. Stick to the guns and hit them with the play action.
Well, speaking of the play action, you'd like to see a little bit more under center play action, because I think it doesn't work. To me, it doesn't work as well out of the gun. It's not as deceptive. But I think if they do a little bit more of that, if they're running the ball more, then that opens things up down the field, and hopefully Kelsey at some point wakes up, because that's the other elephant in the room is he going to come out of this? When's the last time he scored a touchdown? When's the last time he really gained more than 50 yards in a game? So that's, I don't know. Is he hurt? Is he? You can say double team, and they've been double teaming him, for the last 5 or 6 years. Has age finally, has father time finally caught up with him?
I think so.
I'm not ready to go there yet. I just got to feel. I think he's going to be great in the playoffs. I don't think he's going to retire. He's not going out this way. There's no way with a bad season, which is 1,000 yards. It's just not going to happen.
I think Kelsey got one more hoorah in him. I think Kelsey.
I agree with you.
One more hoorah.
He's got one more $16 million paycheck coming, and take it. Earn
one
it.
more.
He's earned it.
One more. We got one more.
He's earned it.
Send that first round pick to I would send the first round pick to the Falcons and give me T. Higgins, not T. Higgins, but Cal Pitts. Give me Cal Pitts. You know what I mean? He come and learn under Kelsey for one more year. You draft T. Higgins. You sign T. Higgins, and there you go. You got T. Higgins, Bryce. May bring back Tony in the slot. Then you got Cal Pitts and Travis Kelsey as tight end.
Well, we'll see.
Todd likes to put together these Madden teams.
Yeah, the off season is the off season, and right now,
basically, Lou, you got a Madden team working.
Yeah, they need a Madden team. They need a Madden team, absolutely.
Speaking of a Madden team, man, let's give a shout out to our sponsors one more time, Nick, before we close out.
All right, Dave Purdy with Extreme Lending. Dave is your guy who's going to make sure that you get the right mortgage you need. You're looking to consolidate debt. You're just looking for somebody who will consult with you just to kind of take an analysis of your current situation. Give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is pretty good. All right. And on the real estate side, if you're looking for someone to buy or sell a house and be an agent you can trust, give our good friend Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785. You can reach him at esaleskc@gmail.com. Again, he'll walk you from the beginning to the end. The time you find a house till he hands you the keys. You want someone you can trust, give Eric Haynes a call. Again, at 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Go ahead, Drake.
My God, man. Well, listen, guys. Again, shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to Vincent, Tryhan, John, Let's see who else we got on here, guys. Who else we got on here?
Give a shout out to Levi Benson, man. First game at Arrowhead.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Levi Benson.
Props.
Yeah.
Props,
absolutely.
brother, man. I hope you had a great time. It was I'm sure it was a great atmosphere for you for a first Chiefs game. That's a pretty good one to go to. Happy New Year to you. I don't think you've commented on here before, so we're welcome to have you.
Absolutely. And again, guys, if y'all ever experienced going to Earl, it's cold. Get you some whiskey in your system, a little cocoa.
Now. We're not talking about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
How old the guy is? How old the guy is?
I thought there was 4 guys in the bar. What's up?
Hey, listen. He said, no, but listen though. My first game, like I went to Earl right, and I was like, why these guys got no shirt on? I said, what's going on, man? I said, what is the remedy? And I figured it out. It was in the cup. So I didn't take my shirt off. But I was like, I feel a little bit warm. Let's go Chiefs. But
Chiefs,
guys,
man.
Yeah, man. But again, guys, love the comment. Keep it coming, guys. Listen, man. I love it. But again, Bo, Snead did shut down Chase. I will give you credit, sir.
Yes.
I will give you credit, sir. He did shut down Chase.
And also, again, happy birthday to the baby girl.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Shout out. Happy 15th birthday. Daddy loves you. Let's get ready to have some fun. And before we close out, Jamar Chase, you was a clown. You sending all the Chiefs fans, telling everybody to go kill themselves, messaging people, all these threats, all this nonsense, all because you started all this nonsense. You came out there, you poked the bear. Everybody know not to mess with it. Everybody know the Chiefs fans love their players. You can't come out here and just talk stuff. We don't care if we have a losing season.
Real quick, Trohan says happy birthday. She says happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
With that said, let's go ahead and close. We'll be out back Wednesday, correct?
Wednesday at noon. We will we'll take a look at the all the scenarios of who the Chiefs might face in round 1. My guess it's going to be the primetime game on Sunday or possibly Monday. I think ESPN ABC is going to get a Monday night playoff game. Would not be shocked if that is the Kansas City Chiefs. Nonetheless, we'll break down all the scenarios, and there's a lot of them to who they could face. They could face one of any 5 teams, which I think is pretty fascinating. Anyway, guys, thanks for everything. Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year to our fans. Chiefs Blitz 2024 is going to be the place where you're going to get all your Chiefs information. Everybody have a great day.
Most definitely.
Victory Monday.
That's right.
Peace.